Hi everyone, it's Helen McConnell from helenmcconnell.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is better manifesting using tapping. Right, tapping is such a great tool for so many things, and the more we can clear out of our system, our nervous system, our belief system, our energetic system that isn't who we truly are, the more readily, the more easily we're going to manifest, okay? And it doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are, you can use tapping to release the things that aren't who you are. Before we begin, let's take a moment together, you and I, to just breathe into this heart space right here. Feel yourself grounding. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your back against the chair or your butt in the chair. And sense into that heart space. And if there's restriction there, just breathe into it, open it up, like unconditional love. And tune your heart to all the people around the planet that you love. Okay, really open your heart to that. And then just take a nice deep breath and return here. It's my goal and mission to introduce people to this concept of tuning our hearts together. Whether we're actually watching something live or attending something live or in a meeting or whatever, or watching the video, when you tune your heart to all the other people who have tuned their heart to this video, you are tuning to them, whether they're sitting there with you or not. So practice this on a regular basis and notice how your life starts to become more in alignment. The law of attraction responds to our energetic vibration. It doesn't matter what words we use, it's really more the feeling of the words or the feeling behind the words, the energy behind the words. So you can say, I want more money. I want more money. You could say that 100 times every day. But if you're doing this one thing that I'm going to show you, you could be cutting off the flow to your money flowing to you. The law of attraction always works. So if you're not getting the money that you say you want, there's something else going on. And today we're going to start finding out what that is. The first thing I want to talk to you about is complaining. Do you ever complain about money? Do you complain that things are too expensive? Or that only rich people can afford that, or, oh, those rich people drive cars like that, or anything like that. Complaining is the one thing I want to encourage you to stop doing, whether it's about money or anything else. Complaining, in its essence, makes you powerless. And so the law of attraction responds to that feeling of powerlessness. It gives you more to feel powerless about, more to complain about. If that's what you want, then you can keep complaining. Otherwise, take notice where you complain and do your best to stop doing it. I'm not one of those people who recommends that you catch yourself and go, oops, delete, delete before the law of attraction gets a hold of that complaint that you just made. What I'm suggesting is notice. Become more aware and more conscious of the things you talk about, the things you think about. We can complain in our heads without anything coming out of our mouths. And we can use tapping to get back to wholeness, to who we truly are, to our unconditionally loving selves. In that state, we'll be much more likely to attract more wonderful things, but none of us as humans is thinking positive thoughts all the time. That wouldn't even be possible, and plus it wouldn't be much fun. If everything just came to you easily without you having to think about it, yeah, it might be fun for a few days, but pretty soon you'd get bored, I promise you. So we do need some contrast, some challenge. All right, so I want you to think about something that you know that you complain about. Could be weather, money, a certain person, your boss, the status of your bank account, whatever it is you complain about. I just want you to think of one thing because it'll make it easier, more specific, and I'll do the same and we'll tap. So sense into that thing you complain about right now and notice how you feel about that thing that you complain about. Sense it in your body. Do you feel excited about the thing you complain about, or do you feel more dejected about the thing you complain about? Is it life affirming or really life denying to complain about it? Is there anything you can do about it? Or is there nothing you can do about it? Okay? These are all really good questions to ask yourself, but really sense into it And notice, let's rate this. Normally with tapping, we use a 1 to 10 scale for intensity. But I'm going to ask you, is this feeling that is on the lower end of the vibration scale or the higher end? Is it closer to joy or despair? Okay, just kind of notice that. Notice where it is. And let's see what we can do about it. Okay, we're going to tap, use my words. You can change them later. Doesn't really matter. Say, even though I complain about this thing, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, and you're going to keep tapping on the side of your hand and you're going to say, even though complaining doesn't make me feel good, you can repeat that. It's an old habit. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though complaining makes me feel powerless, it's an old habit, and I love and accept myself. Okay, just repeat that. Notice what comes up. Take a moment to notice anything coming up before we go around. Tap on top of your head and say, this thing I complain about. Go to your eyebrow. This feeling when I complain. Side of the eye. It's not my highest vibration. Under the eye, this thing I complain about. Under the nose, I feel powerless. On the chin, this thing I complain about. Collarbone, it makes me feel powerless. Under the arm, it's not my highest vibration. Top of the head, I wonder if it's possible. On the eyebrow, to begin to notice when I complain. Side of the eye. I don't need to beat myself up. Under the eye, but I can begin to notice. Under the nose, that the very thing I complain about, on the chin, is either something I want to change, collarbone, or something I want less of in my life. Under the arm. Either way, top of the head, I'm going about it the wrong way. On the eyebrow, because if I want less of it in my life, side of the eye, the best way to deal with that is to turn my attention. Under the eye, and if I want this thing to change, under the nose, that's for me to take care of. On the chin, to change my perspective. Collarbone, to change the way I look at this thing. Under the arm. So complaining, top of the head, is like the universe nudging me. Eyebrow, take a closer look. Side of the eye. See what needs adjusting. Under the eye. No need to beat yourself up. Under the nose. In fact, you can love yourself through this process. On the chin. And there may be something else that comes up for you. Collarbone, and that's okay. All right, take a deep breath there, in and release. And just notice what came up for you as we tapped those words. Notice any resistance, any images, thoughts, memories, or anything. And now I want you to check in about that thing that you rated in the first place on the scale of low to high, and just notice if anything is shifted or changed. It doesn't have to shift drastically, but what you may have done is just kind of awakened yourself to noticing how you've been thinking about this thing, or what habitual thoughts you think over and over, and begin to let those go. I've always known the law of attraction works, but there were times when I didn't have the tenacity to stick with something or to raise my own vibration, but I just get a deeper understanding all the time. So I encourage you to stick with it, even if this isn't the one thing that works for you. Keep trying things, try them over and over. I invite you to enjoy being human, enjoy this life, enjoy manifesting, whatever that looks like for you, whatever roads that takes you down. Enjoy the process of manifesting. Thanks for watching, everybody. There's a noisy crow out there.